Sleepers, breakouts, and busts 3.0. Let's talk about it next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5, a podcast that gets you caught up fast on the fantasy news and advice that you need to know. Follow and stream us on Spotify and anywhere else podcasts are found. Today is Wednesday, March 24th. I am Frank Stanfield, joined by Scott White, and drafts are a-coming, Scott. They need to know the sleepers. So give me one hitter and one pitcher that you've recently added to your Sleepers 3.0.
So the sleeper I'm adding is Ty France, who's been one of the most productive hitters in all of spring training. And this is a guy who, his last minor league season, 2019, he hit .399 at AAA, .399 with an OPS approaching 1,300, 27 homers and limited at-bats. Now, it was a hitter's league. It was a juiced ball, all of that, but still nobody was doing that like Ty France was. And already second base eligible, weak position. He's going to get starts at first base sometimes, third base sometimes, multi-eligible. Really safe source of batting average, I think, and might surprise with the power. Domingo Germán is the pitcher that I've added to my sleepers list. He's had a huge spring also, really cleared up who's going to be the Yankees' fifth starter. He was an 18-game winner when we last saw him in 2019. He has 3 pitches that he gets swinging strikes on, and I think he's somebody who needs to be rostered in all leagues.
Yep, and both of those names are going outside the top 200 picks right now, according to Fantasy Pros ADP. Domingo Germán is at 239.2, and Ty France all the way down at 293. So even if you play in a deeper league, Ty France, a name that you should be paying attention to there. Scott, let's hit up some breakouts. One hitter and one pitcher that you're looking at here.
So I'll go with the pitcher first, Tarek Skubal of the Tigers, who's technically still a rookie. We saw him a little bit last year, mostly through a fastball, but had a good K per 9, actually had a swinging strike rate on par with Trevor Bauer, despite leaning on that one pitch. That was very effective for him in the minors. He dominated there. He started featuring a changeup a little more down the stretch and got better results, but it didn't feel like it was a great pitch. Worked with Driveline Baseball this offseason, a pitching program that focuses on data, and they helped him develop a split change that's been getting good results this spring. Skubal's also been mixing in his breaking ball more, seems to be gaining confidence with both. If he has a full arsenal and not just a great fastball, he could take off. The hitter I'm going to highlight here is also a pitcher, Shohei Ohtani, and I'm excited about him, both ends, but I think especially as a hitter is where I find myself drafting to use him more in the hitting role, because that's what he's going to be doing more than we've ever seen him do before. Joe Madden has talked about loosening the restrictions on the pass, no longer sitting him the day before, the day after he starts. He even had him bat leadoff in a game he was actually pitching in spring training. So if you give Ohtani more at bats on top of the hitter we've seen him be in 2018, 2019, you're talking about like a 280 hitter with 25 homers, 20 steals, potentially, maybe even more than that. It's going to be hard to ever use him as a pitcher if he's doing that, especially in a roto league.
Yeah, Ohtani has looked ridiculous this spring. One of his home runs that he hit straightaway center field over the batter's eye off of who? Shane Bieber, the American League Cy Young Award winner from last season. Tarek Skubal, you brought up the name as well, Scott. In the minor leagues, in his career, he's pitched 145 innings, 2.11 ERA, 212 strikeouts. Again, Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers. All right, we got the sleepers. We got the breakouts, Scott. Now let's talk about the bust. One pitcher and one hitter that you are looking to avoid in your fantasy baseball drafts.
So the pitcher is Sonny Gray. I had my concerns already. He missed a short stretch last season with a mid-back injury, but really you saw the effectiveness drop off before that IL stint, and even when he came off the IL, he wasn't missing bats like he was early in the season, like he was down the stretch in 2019. Well, offseason happened. Came back this spring, more mid-back trouble for Sonny Gray. That has me doubting he's ever going to have a stretch where he's at that effective this year. I'm really just hoping for kind of a mid-range outcome for Sonny Gray with the potential for worse. And then my the hitter added to my bust list recently is Nolan Arenado, who I expected to fall a lot more than he has after getting traded from Colorado to St. Louis. Obviously anytime a hitter leaves Colorado, there are concerns about how he's going to perform, just because there's no hitting environment like that when it boosts the BABIP, it boosts the power, boosts everything. And with Arenado, there's the additional concern of he really struggled last year because he was dealing with the shoulder issue that, he says he's feeling better, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily regained his strength. It's not like he's put on a power display this spring. So I think just if he's healthy, he's being drafted higher than I expect him to perform, 280, 35 homers maybe in St. Louis, but that's only if he's healthy and if the shoulder's strong again. And I have my doubts about that.
Yeah, Arenado, the ADP is at 34. So I don't think that people have factored in the fact now that he is in St. Louis. He's not in Colorado anymore. So I feel like that should probably be in the 4th round. Sometimes I've even seen him slip to the 5th round.
Yeah, 5th. That's the earliest I'd take him.
Yep. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. This is your audio outlet for fantasy news and advice in just 5 minutes. If you enjoyed the pod, please leave a 5-star review on Apple. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.